Hello, Aries. This is your oracle reading for the month of February 2026. My name's Kathleen. I'm one of the spirit operators. If you're new here, just let you know that I do things a little different. I get psychic impressions from the images and I interact with spirit, so I don't necessarily just memorize the meaning of the card and regurgitate it. This could be very different from what you're used to. And if you're not new here, welcome back. Glad to have you. So I'm continuing the setup from last month that I received when I was meditating, and that is the top card here is from the Rider-Waite tarot deck, and that card is going to represent you for the month of February, and the four cards along the bottom are from the Mystical Journey Oracle deck, and that's just your regular reading. Okay, so let's get started. So the card we have for you is the Four of Swords. Okay, so I'm getting from this, for some of you, not all of you, okay, and that doesn't mean the rest of the reading isn't for you. Things get split up here, so there's more than one thing coming through for me. Like I'm getting that for some of you, you have been sort of resting, taking it easy, most likely last month, January, or even before that, or you're trying to rest, trying not to get overwhelmed with all the stuff that's going on around you and in the world in general. And so February, it looks like it would be a good time for you to rest. So if you haven't been resting, then that's something you might want to try to make time for, to make sure you're getting a break from what's going on and kind of separating yourself from the chaos and I'm hearing torment sort of that's happening in the world right now. Okay, now for others of you, you may have lost someone. This could have been fairly recently, or you have been disturbed or upset by the loss of someone. Now, this could be that they have passed on, or it could be that they're just not in your life anymore. Okay, sorry about that. I had to pause the video. My little cat is getting up to mischief. Okay, so right. So you may have there's been some sort of loss, some sort of separation, and it feels like it's been painful. Again, what's kind of being suggested here is try your best to use February to sort of recuperate if you can. Grieve, right? It's important to grieve. It's important to work through your emotions. So take time for yourself, time to rest and relax the best that you can. Take the time you need to recuperate, to regenerate this month. So that's really seems to be the focus on you, because like the image on top of the coffin here, it feels like your energy, but it's not that you have passed on or that you're going to, just that you need to rest and relax. But the pose that's taking place here is one, I keep hearing, spirit keeps saying respite. So if that means something to you, but they keep repeating respite. The pose they're in, right? It's it's a purposeful pose. To have your arms like that, that's resting, perhaps praying, okay, taking time out. All right, it's uh, it's what you really should try to focus on this month. Okay, Spirit said to move on to the next card. Okay, so we have Sanctuary, so this really is just sort of re-emphasizing the first card, right? So it's good for you to have sanctuary, and the setting in the first card does seem to be within a chapel or church of some type. Um, or whatever, possibly anyway. So it's good for you to do that, to find a place. If you have a place that you can go to, where you can rejuvenate, where you can kind of take stock, right? Get back to you and remember who you are. Yeah, Spirit said they like that. Remember who you are. Try to remember who you are with all the chaos and stuff that's going on in the world. Try not to forget who you are, what your um, beliefs are, what your uh, personality is, like who you who you have been and who you have been striving to be. Try not to forget that. Okay. Okay, Spirit said to go to the next card. And we have Redemption. Yeah, there's still this focus on self, which sometimes we need that time to reflect, to Spirit just said to redeem yourself. Anyway, yeah, it really seems to be, these three cards are just so similar. What's coming through is just, please take the time for yourself. It's not being selfish. If you need to have time away to get your energy back, to try to get your sanity back to a good normal level, whatever you have to do, right? But to get away on your own, to be on your own, to do this work, um, and really take the time to reflect and try to remember who you were. Okay? Okay, so the next card we have is Resilience. So yeah, many of us are going through really hard times right now, and I'm hoping that your life hasn't been touched directly by what's going on, but just remember that you have many strengths that you can rely on, that you can fall back on. Okay, so and if you can't remember what those strengths are, then ask someone who you trust, who is supportive, to let you know, like, what are my strengths, what is it about my character that that you like, or what what do you see me becoming, or what type of person do you think I am. If you're willing to ask those types of questions, just let them know, like, like, what are my good points, if you need a reminder. And if you're going through loss, it's really difficult because you can be so lost, and yes, you need to take time yourself to work through what you're going through, to be able to grieve the way you need to, but don't forget that there are others out there who love you and care about you and want to support you. Okay, so check in with them. Don't completely cut yourself off this month, but do take the time you need to rejuvenate. Okay, okay, last card. Spirit said we have self-care. There we go. Obviously a big theme for you in February. Okay, and again, they're not alone, right? So letting the emotions out that you need to get out. Like personally, I'm not Aries, but last night I watched a couple of movies that I was just bawling my eyeballs out, but I haven't cried that deeply or that much in a long time. They were movies about the world and this and what's going on. Well, just things that happen in the world. Anyway, and um, so my compassionate nature came through. I see so much suffering, and I was just crying because I needed that with all the stuff that's going on, and it's so frustrating to not be able to do anything, to not be able to stop the harm that's being caused. And so it was so good to just, I just bawled my eyeballs out, and I haven't cried that much in a long time. So it's good to do that, and we need to do that. You need to work through the emotions and not try to subdue them, not try to submerge them, right? And hold them in, because that can just cause us illness later on in a number of ways. So let the emotions out, deal with them, go through them, take the time to do that, okay? And really, really work on that self-care. Be kind to yourself, Spirit's saying. Be kind and gentle to yourself, all right? Because things are just kind of nightmarish lately, and here's hoping they'll get better. Okay, that's it for your reading, Spirit said. I hope this has been helpful. It's a really one-sided reading. I don't think I've ever had a reading that was so much about you really need to look after yourself and take the time for yourself this month, okay? Like every single card that came through, I've never had that before. So please don't ignore that, okay? Take care of yourselves. I hope this has been helpful. Thank you so very much for watching.